I've scanned the internet, stayed up all night just to find you some board game channels that I think you should watch. I'm really hyped about this list because the likelihood of you knowing about them is pretty low. At the point of this recording, they don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, but I think they should. One thing I really like about these smaller channels is how intimate they feel. It's often like you are sitting there with them hearing about how sexy board games can be. And if you are new to this channel, my partner and I are showing you ways to upgrade your board gaming experience. So if that sounds interesting to you, this is also a channel that you should subscribe to. At number 10 we have Holler Board Games. Here we follow Dave and Joanna, and I just like hear them talk about board games. They are very chill and genuine, and I especially like their video about board game hobby tips and tricks. It's a nice change to all the more normal, common board game videos on YouTube. Next up is the Missing Components. This is a channel with a very professional look. He mostly does reviews, previews and unboxings. Most of his videos were uploaded 5 years ago, but he has recently started making videos again, which I really enjoy. A lot of the time when you're trying to find a board game channel that you like, you want to find a creator that has a similar taste to you so you can find the right board games. But sometimes you just want to hear about new board games that you haven't come across before. And that's what I really like about all these smaller channels, is often I find them presenting other games that I haven't heard about before, compared to all the bigger channels where they often tend to talk about the more popular new games. This is also something that I think the Missing Component is doing very well, recommending smaller, or for me at least, newer board games that I didn't know about before. So that's the Missing Component. Next up, on number 8, we have Dice on a Hill. And this is a very good channel. And that's a hill I'm willing to die on. I really enjoyed the board game stats video, where he goes into detail on everything you can do with the app Board Game Stats, which you should check out if you haven't already. And I really like how he does his reviews when he talks, and how he shows some B-roll, so it's easy for us the viewer to see and understand and follow along. A really solid channel. Dice on a Hill. At number 7 we have Birds on Board. He does reviews, top 10 lists and much more. He also seems to stream pretty regularly. He seems to focus on playthroughs in those streams. Usually I don't watch a lot of playthroughs, especially not live streams, because I find it hard to follow along and get a clear view of the playboard, and if I miss something it's hard to keep up with the plays. But I think Pigeon, as he calls himself, does a really good job with his live streams, and it's easy to follow along, and like I said earlier, very intimate and nice to be able to chat to the creator as he plays the games. And I also enjoy his normal videos where I like the editing and how he explains the games and why he tends to like them. At number 6 we have Board Game Beans, run by Joanna and Christian. To be honest, everyone on this list feels very genuine and likable in my opinion, and none of them feel like fake or overly scripted, like "Hi, welcome back to the channel, this is the new epic board game." Don't look at me. Board Game Beans makes reviews, previews and first impressions videos, and they seem to be pretty new to this world of board gaming, and I just think that makes it even more interesting and refreshing to get some new perspectives and experiencing new games with them. I really enjoy that. At number 5 we have Nerdy Soul. Nerdy Soul and his channel covers board games and shoes. It's an interesting mix, but actually he makes me kinda interested in shoes. And his passion for these two topics really shows, and it really makes for some unique content. He's really good at explaining the game concepts, and I really appreciate the footage of him and his friends playing the games. It gives me a deeper sense of how the game is actually played. I found his channel on the Creator Spotlight list on Board Game Geek. You can find it if you scroll down from the homepage. If you're interested, that's also a good way to find new board game creators. I really enjoy the relaxed and genuine way he talks about games. So far, he have introduced me to many new games that I haven't heard about before, which I really appreciate. At number 4, we have Board on a Shelf. This channel is so good. High quality and a very relaxed and cozy vibe. He doesn't seem to post very often, but to be honest, neither do I. And I rather watch and follow content creator that I know does really solid content, rather than someone that just puts out content for the sake of it. And he also makes a good job to mix the A-roll with the B-roll. So when he's talking, he's mixing that with some nice shots over the board games, so you can follow along, and it's just a nice and pleasant video to watch. At number 3, we have Where My Meep's At. Besides the great quality content, I really like how he encourages all the viewers to go and connect through board games and to find their community. I have seen his comments on some of the other creators I have highlighted in this list. I just think that's such a nice thing to do, to connect with each other through board games. He just comes across very wholesome and genuine. And of course, his content is also high quality. Great lighting, great sound, and the way he presents games. Very good. And also, what an awesome name. Where My Meep's At. On second place, we have Awesome Board Games. And sometimes I feel like Ronnie and I can be pretty funny, but this guy is a genius. I'm very happy that he has allowed me to show you guys the intro to one of his videos. So let's watch the intro for his Catan video.
Do you want to get married?
Sure, I guess. I mean, I always pictured myself with a man who made a bit more money and knew how to cook, but I suppose you'll do.
Yeah, you're not really the kind of woman I pictured myself with either, but I mostly tolerate your company.
Let's get married then. That's not right, is it? Because you need at least 3 people to play Catan.
I just think he's a genius. And to be totally honest, sometimes I get jealous for not coming up with these jokes myself. If you're tired of the usual guy sitting here talking about board games format, then this channel is definitely a breath of fresh air. I think he's very talented, and I think he deserves more appreciation. I came for the awesome board games, but I stayed for the awesome jokes. Okay, number 1 on my list is Board Explored. The production and camera work is insane. It's so satisfying to watch and just listen to him talk about the board games he likes. His unique style is what makes his channel so enjoyable, and that's why he's number 1 on my list. I really look forward to his videos, and so far I have enjoyed every single one. So that's Board Explored. That's my list for small board game channels that I really enjoy watching. I'm sure I have missed some board game channels that are excellent. So if you know some board game channels that you really enjoy that are small, please put them in the comments and tell me so we can share our favorite creators. Like and subscribe, and I see you in the next one.